Hello, Matt here from MK Images, and in this tutorial we're going to look at the very powerful tool of curves in Photoshop, and we're only going to go into it in quite a basic manner, just give you the very fundamental principles of how it works. So here we have an image just for an example, and I've actually gone to the adjustment layer icon down here and clicked on curves. And it's brought me up a brand new adjustment layer on curves. And you can see that we have two bars on this adjustment layer. We have the bar along the bottom, which is the brightness levels in the image, and we have the bar at the side, which is the amount of light that is needed to make those brightness levels throughout the image. So that's why you have a diagonal line going up in between, because this represents the amount of light that is needed to create those brightness levels below. So that's the main principle of how it's set out. Now we want to be able to adjust our image using these principles. So here we have a little hand tool which I've clicked on, which is the targeted adjustment hand tool. And if we hover over areas of the image, we can see this little circle here on the line showing, well, that's that brightness level, and that's that brightness level, and we can actually dial in specific adjustments to those areas. So say I wanted to say, right, okay, click on this, and then we can bring that down so those brightness levels are reduced, and then we can say, right, well, I want this arm to be a little bit brighter, so we can click on that and make that a bit brighter, move it up. And you have on the curve 2 points that have been made, and you can see one adjustment that you've decreased the brightness and one that you've increased the brightness. So that's the main fundamentals of principles of the curves. It's really just dialing in 2 points, one for brighter levels and one for darker levels, and the difference between the two you can then adjust with that targeted hand tool. So it is actually quite a straightforward concept. The other way you can do it, of course, is to take these points off the curve and just move them to the side so it comes back to normal. And you can say, right, okay, so I want my highlights here to be brighter, so I move it up, and then I want my shadows here to be darker, which is the classic S curve, which creates a contrast. The classic S curve is contrast because you've got a brighter highlight and a darker dark. So that's really just the basic principles of curves, and you can carry on using curves in this manner. And you can also adjust colors in curves. Now I'm going to leave that to another tutorial because that can be quite complicated also, but I just want you to remember that the basic principle is to use this hand tool to increase or decrease brightness levels. So say over here we can make it brighter, and then say here we want this section to be darker, and we just do that, and we can actually affect the brightness of different areas in the image. So the other thing we can do is say we wanted the whites to be more white. Now as you can see in this image, the brightest parts of the image are not actually completely white, and you can see this by this histogram, because here is complete white, and you can see that there's no complete white areas in the image because the pixels end at this point. Say we wanted to make that white, make those points actually brilliant white. So we could actually make the whites whiter by clicking on this and bring it in, and we could do the same with the blacks. Say we want the blacks to be blacker, so we make those darker, and we can actually change the aspect of the curve. So that's really the basic principles of curves. And if we want to reset, we just click this little button here and it resets. I hope you got some value out of this video. I will be doing some other tutorials about curves, especially when it comes to color. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my content, and I will see you in the next video.